Yeah, I'm one of the designers on Facebook Home. My name is Mac, and yeah, I guess I'll give you a brief kind of walkthrough here on some of the stuff about the HTC First, and then also the Facebook Home experience. So, first off, you have the device here. It's pretty minimal. It's not like really crazy like some of the Android devices out there. It's like it's got a really nice shape to it. The screen itself is set in this nice like black bezel. So whenever you just tap the power button on top, you immediately get this like the rich photos really pop out against this like really dark bezel there. And so it's got these nice buttons along the bottom here that are capacitive touch. And you have your profile picture at the bottom. You have volume rocker on the left side. Standard headphone and power. Bottom is your microphone and speaker. And then on the right side you have your USB and then your SIM card. And yeah, so some of the cool stuff here, this is loading in obviously your Facebook profile photo, and that's actually like, kind of like how you navigate the actual software experience in Facebook Home. So you can just press on your profile picture and swipe up to apps, and you have your basic launcher here. You can drag to reorder or move different things around, place them there. If you swipe to the left, you actually get a full alphabetical listing of all the apps that you have installed. And you can just like tap on one, pick it up, and it'll slide over, and you can just place it down on a panel, or you can take that same app and you can just remove it. There's also some shortcuts at the top there to post to Facebook. And so you can just swipe it right back down. And so this is actually sliding to the right will actually open the last app that you use. So it's very similar to like just like how you would unlock your phone. So you would just take it and slide it to the right, and it would just open up the last app that you were active in. To the left opens up Facebook Messenger.
Can you program that to add more shortcuts?
So right now this is just fixed. So right now the default experience is Messenger, apps, and the last
What about
app.
if I want to lock my device? If it's locked for like a pattern or a pin, can I do that to secure my device?
So there's actually some settings with Facebook Home, so you can enable or disable a pen. So there's just some different settings.
If I did
there.
that, would I still be able to have quick access to the three shortcuts?
So you can actually set it up where the pen is either on top of like Facebook Home, so that's like right before then. Some people are really concerned about privacy, so we wanted to give people the option there to really kind of set it up how they're going to be using it.
I haven't looked through there yet, but is there an option to where you can also set it to say 5 minutes, then lock it, so that it's not automatically locking it every time it goes to sleep?
Work. It does relate similarly to the actual like Android lock system itself. So I'm not sure exactly on that question, but I think it would. I think it would respect the setting that you would be using.
Okay,
already.
so it's transparent through to the home. The home launcher. Okay.
Yeah, but by default, if you did have a pen here, at least, like I said, there's different settings on things, but you can have it where you can get to cover feed even if you have a pin set up, and then whenever you go to like tap on an actual app itself, then it'll pin code you.
So when you're getting updates, does the display come on automatically, or only when you turn on the device, when it's in standby?
In standby, like it'll obviously turn on to show you like a notification that's showed up.
And then it quickly goes to sleep again? Or
it would turn back off. Yeah, it would turn back off after that. If you did have a bunch of notifications, those would show up on top of cover feed. So right whenever you wake up the phone, you'd have like, David wrote on my wall, or so-and-so invited me to some specific event. And on the HTC First, there's actually integrations on the system level with notifications. So what that actually means is that, say you download an app from the Google Play Store, it'll tell you like, oh, this app is now like installed, and you double tap that notification to open it.
Is that available on the download version of Home?
That's something we work specifically with HTC on, and it's more like partners that we work with like enable us to hook into certain system components. It's a technical limitation.
Right. Kind of like what was addressed earlier.
So we couldn't do it on the actual download itself, but on the HTC
Can you explain
First,
that in layman's term, what that means for the embedded experience versus the download version?
So on the download version, you're just going to get Facebook notifications, messages, SMS, like texts, and Facebook messages. as notifications. But on the HTC First, it has the ability to have just like regular system apps also use the notification space
So
there.
any system apps?
So anything that would work with the Android like notification tray would show up as notifications.
That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
So you definitely want that embedded experience on
It's definitely like a really nice benefit of having an HTC First.
Gotcha.
It's definitely like a
So
a
that's kind of what we
there.
saw earlier when you got the notification from Instagram. That's what you would get on any of the application that is installed on a device from Android Play. I'm sorry, Google Play. Anything else you can show us?
Yeah, I mean, the best thing, you really just got to try it for yourself. Seeing cover feed, and you can double tap to like a story. You can open up the comments, see who's written on it. Swipe that back down. It's a really nice like gestural experience. Like it's very performant. This is some of the like best like experience you're gonna see on like Android.
It's running Snapdragon 400 or?
Actually, I don't know the specific
Okay.
device details. Like, I'm one of the designers on Facebook Home.
No, I understand.
But
what were some of the, I mean, if I can ask you, what were some of the challenges or?
Oh man,
were there a
lots
lot?
yeah. So actually,
I mean, just getting rid of the Chrome, was that in itself a big challenge to do?
I mean, what we really do is we try and like think about like our real goals, and like here was like we want to remove a lot of like the Facebook Chrome, like there's no like top nav bar, like
Gotcha.
Facebook logos all over this. Like Facebook's really just about connecting you with the people you already know, and like really just giving you this immersive like experience with your friends' content.
Can you show me some of the settings for Home?
So if you go into, we have it over here, there's a separate app called Home Settings, and you can turn off Facebook Home.
Okay, so that's where you would turn it off and you'd be back into native.
So yeah, so you can actually disable Facebook Home and just get stock
Android.
Yeah, stock Android Jelly Bean. You can set the data use and image quality of like your cover feed
and
stories.
How often it gets updated and things like that as well.
Yeah, so it's pretty smart about how it's fetching data. If it's like on Wi-Fi, like just sitting on your nightstand or something, it's going to go ahead and like pull in a bunch of stories and just cache them on the device. And then, the next time you're using it, they'll just automatically be there. So we really wanted to remove like a lot of that friction where it's like, you just immediately wake it and like, you have a lot of stories to go through.
Okay.
So, not a lot of loading indicator. I mean, I'm going through
So
a lot.
if I'm on a plane, will
Yeah.
I be able to have access to a lot of that cache?
You will actually. This will load with or without a data connection. So, like I said, it's a really like smart way of storing the data here, and it fetches on certain intervals and stuff
Does
like
it
that.
cache the Facebook app itself as well, or just
It's just the data here. So
Gotcha.
it's just caching like the cover feed photos and the even I think the comments and the likes are possibly part of that. Although
And
that would suggest that it wouldn't be.
Would
with
you
the
be able
loading
to comment offline and then it would update later?
I don't think so. That'd be something we'd probably want to add in. And let's see here. Yeah, it's really. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, there's just so many details. But yeah, what you were saying with like what are some of the interesting things about looking at some of this stuff? I mean, first off, a lot of people like don't put as much effort into Android as they could, and so we really like worked extremely hard to get everything just super performant and everything like a really really good quality experience. And I think we've definitely managed to do that.
And when it's caching, is it a lot of memory that's consuming, and does it dump a lot of that cache as it goes through?
So, like I said,
I know it's very technical.
Yeah.
But
So there's a lot of like really like smart ways that it handles that. So I know they've thought about like about as many scenarios as you can think of. And so I would assume that it would be smart enough to know like when to replace or get rid of old stories, pull in new ones, and look for like the opportune time to know when to switch that kind of stuff out.